With its distinctive swimming pools in the upper deck, there's a look inside Everbank Stadium here in Duval County, Florida. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Matt Gay set to kick off.
2 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Ashton Genty. They find some open field here. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. Good sign here early. Everybody on offense there up front in the backfield in sync on that play.
So much talk about what do you do to neutralize home field advantage. Well, teams that run the football effectively, they often have a way of neutralizing it in a big way when they have those types of runs.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was popped free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Gets it quickly out wide to Thornton. Now he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
That's good for a Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
And he stopped immediately there. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. You look at this Jaguar defense. This unit, very tough to throw against, currently 2nd best in the NFL.
And for all the routes to keep an eye on in this one, they've got to find a way to take away the crossing.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Disrupting that play and dropping him was Arnold Ebiketie. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
19 tight, 19 tight.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there in the opening drive, but that ball's incomplete.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. Fairbairn able to put this one through. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
And a pretty slick return there. It's got it to the 45. Officially, they'll call him down at the 44.
Well, that seems a little devil-may-care there, doesn't it? They gave up 3 points, but how about them coming right back and putting themselves in a position to get points of their own?
On on the ground. This is Derrick Henry. That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line, it's the tight end, it's your wide receivers, everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that they do their job, they'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
Two things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
Play action. Here's Hurts. He'll try and do this himself. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. He'll try to do it himself. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on 4th.
Now, that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
A first down carry for Henry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The Jaguars at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Dallas Goedert, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Jaguars have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of it.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Second down and 3.
Let's go. Ready?
On the give, Gianti. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion.
19, 90 Lions. 19 Lions. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Let's go.
Right back to Gianti on first down. And some room to work. Still going inside the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Ashton Gianti, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to move back in front.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7.
Makes the score Lions 10, Jaguars 7. Kaimi Fairbairn set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be taken in the end zone, and no run back forthcoming, so they will bring it out to the 30-yard line. The line to start their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
No touch that. Oh, it's Silver, ready? No touch.
Henry again on second down. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. You talk about this Lions defense. They've been a very good unit against the pass, defending at 5th best in the league.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Hurts. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Rifles one, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
On the jump. Ready. COVID-19.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Completes this one to Thornton. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and a yard.
Hurt. Panther 60. Panther 60.
Now a first carry here for their running back. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. The Lions turned away on 4th down, and that will force a turnover on downs. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4.
They'll
run it again with Henry. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
From the gun, it's Hurts. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Trent McDuffie with shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Well, Charles, you got a quarterback out of the pocket, try to make a play, and you get it, but instead he ends up throwing it to the other team.
And partners, we know to be successful in this league, number one, you're going to have to be able to make plays on the perimeter or when the pocket breaks down. But number two, you've got to make smart decisions with the football. And that time, that simply was not a smart decision.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go. 70 Lions.
Now back to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Ready? Press all 80. Cup 19. Cup 19. Steady.
They'll drop the throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Lions first down.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Panther Street. Panther Street. Steady.
On first down, it's Genty. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 82 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score.
Go! Panther 60. Panther 60.
They'll go again with Genty. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That one goes for 24 yards.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get it to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
Now they empty the backfield and motion the man left. Genty. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Liking 18.
They'll try to punch it in with Genty. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Ashton Genty with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Naimi Fairbairn set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Well, every lineman knows the rule. You only get a 1-yard buffer beyond that line of scrimmage, and then the flag is thrown, and he got tagged for it there. On the counter, it's Henry. There for the tackle is Trent McDuffie. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They go play action with Hurts. Looking left side, and it's complete. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
43-yard line.
Here's Hurts to throw. He'll swing this out to Sampson. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Here's a 2nd and 5. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that is Incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And Gay knocks this one through. And that will do it for this first half. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
Kaimi Fairbairn set to kick off.
1 touchdown is the difference. 17-10 our score, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Alpha.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll get about 3 out of that up to the 39-yard line.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. If you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice gain. Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. Throwing is Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 39. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Henry up the middle. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Here's a 2nd and 8. Again, it's Henry. Oh, breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. 46 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Derrick Henry. Career touchdown number 136, tying in with Marshall Faulk for 7th on the all-time list. And the Jags are an extra point away from drawing level.
Matt Gay set to kick off.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Come on. 70 Lions. 60 Vikings. 79 Broncos.
He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Warriors 70.
He's got his target. That's complete. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions have taken the lead. Had the option to hand that one off or run it himself, but instead, a really easy, quick pass.
I like the way they made a decisive decision and got it right to the receiver. One move later, he's in the end zone.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Jaguars 17. Fairbairn set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And some strong running. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter, went down, got the touchdown, to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Hurts is going to do it himself. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
It hurts not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it here. That is caught. And he is going to have the Jaguars first down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 33 yards that time.
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback, because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has two options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field, and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Derrick Henry with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Jaguars have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Matt Gay set to kick off.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
First down, Lions.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Here we go, Jack. Franco 80.
Once again, it's Genty. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Lightning 18. Mustang 19.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play.
Come on, come on. Hey. Cowboy 80. Hurt, hurt. Right there, hurt. Ready.
Now Thompson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Let's go now. 70 Timberwolves. Hey, smash Bronco. Go.
On the ground, they'll set up the reverse, but he'll keep it himself. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Reload, 19 Charger, 70 Lions. Go, Rig, go. Ready.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Ready? 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready?
Pass right side, caught by Thornton. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Sets him up nicely. First and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort, but instead he sets his guys up in excellent shape for a first and goal.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Gravity Lions, Viking 18.
Up the middle, it's Genty. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
And as this drive began, the offense had to be thinking touchdown, knowing the situation. Even after that loss, touchdown still on their minds. This is a one-possession game. A field goal doesn't do them a whole lot of good.
And it doesn't matter who carries it, apparently, as they'll drop him behind the line as well. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now because he's unable to make the play himself on second down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on third down?
Ready?
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Lions are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead. So these two teams matching each other's score for score. This last touchdown, that bumps the lead back to 7 with the extra point to come.
And it's a heck of a way to play, isn't it, partner? You feel good about it because you continue to keep the lead and your offense keeps scoring, but you sure would like your defense to make a stop.
On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And oh, he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good.
Kaimi Fairbairn set to kick off.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Second and 10. Inside handoff, Henry. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be third and 5. A 20th carry down for Derek. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient. followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Boy, hard to catch your breath. Another big play looming, 4th and 3. They throw it out right complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for a Jaguars first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Pass complete, Goddard.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 36-yard line.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. They'll look to throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
A
couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
To Henry. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. He got out of bounds, that's a good thing, but still short of the 1st.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a 1st down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let them have it easily.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Well, they did the part they had to do. Quick throw got the 1st down.
But that doesn't allow them to relax. They still have plenty of work to do.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Back to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career, that draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
He's back to throw. He'll try to pick it up himself. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. Going quickly out to the right side. He cannot wiggle free. They stop him at the line on 4th down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. A little clock management 101.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
On the double.
Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
A 3-yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Genty.
And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your